Hello and welcome to the first ever 43rd episode of Whoniverse. Here with me, Jamie.
And me, Lewis.
And Brian, who didn't even call us to say he wasn't going to turn up. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hey, Brian. Come on, Brian. Come on, you're dropping the ball now.
Dum de 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 dum. So much better without Brian.
I thought we were like...
I'm Brian, I'm tone deaf. Okay, Brian. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, we're recording the podcast about 21 minutes late this week because you didn't call me, you didn't text me.
You try dealing with angry Asian women.
I'm not going to cut that out, you know?
Well, there was nothing wrong with the,
It was a description. But,
It was a description, exactly. Okay, so...
Yeah. I've been talking a lot to Kerb Lloyd recently.
Oh, how's she doing?
She's doing really well, actually. She just completed a... check out our Twitter page, Kerb Lloyd. Kerb Lloyd! I was listening to one of our old podcasts. It was one of the first times she ever messaged into us. And we all went, Kerb Lloyd!
Yeah.
And we called her Kerb Lloyd for the entire episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she posted this really good video where she got all these coloured beads.
Yeah.
And she made this massive... Kirby, you'll have to message us and tell us how big it actually was, but over the course of 4 days, she assembled what looks like thousands of these little beads. I made a TARDIS photo, a picture of a TARDIS, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Brilliant. It's on TikTok. It's just I
want to go and have a look at that now. You know,
I want her to send it to me. I want to have it in my office. If you're listening, please send it to me. Email me. Yeah, and I also. The person who writes Whoniverse or Hogwash, he gets a little bit busy, especially with Christmas, so coming up, and he gets, basically gets very busy. So I've said to Cabloyd if she would like to contribute and write that section of the show every now and then. Yeah. So she said she's going to do some research, and maybe we're going to have our first guest listener writer. Cabloyd might be writing Whoniverse or Hogwash in the future. Should be really interesting.
Nice, very nice.
I can't write to myself anymore because you just know from the style of my writing.
I kind of do, yeah. That was. Did we discuss that in the podcast or outside?
It was outside the podcast where you let it. Cause had you not told me that?
Yeah. So before Jamie changed the the writer of Whoniverse or Hogwash for about 5 weeks, I'd sort of tuned myself to Jamie's writing style, and I was making educated guesses based on the writing style of the of the piece as to what the answers to Whoniverse or Hogwash were, and I didn't want to tell Jamie this because I had an advantage. I was winning, and you will see in the episodes. How far are you through our old episodes?
Oh, that's actually. I hope I didn't cancel the show then. Still recording. Okay, we're all good.
Okay.
I just checked that 100%. Okay, we're still recording.
Yeah.
Okay, going through my phone. Whoniverse or Hogwash. So currently, I haven't actually scored the last couple episodes. Yeah. Because I actually I lost track. But currently the score is 65 to Brian and 62 to Lewis. So the gap's starting to close.
Yeah. But Brian's going to take over again because he's been winning since. But you'll see that I've been doing a lot better coming.
Yeah, I do actually wonder because you were winning the last couple of the because we were drawing. You got 6-3 to Brian there, 5-5. 8-7 to Lewis there, 7-6 to Lewis there. So you did actually win, and so you've been edging closer and closer just by 1 point at a time.
And it's because I'd figured your writing style, and I was making educated guesses based on your writing style rather than knowing the answers. That was
which it's kind of like fair, just working.
Well, I didn't want to tell you but then you changed the writer, and I thought to myself, he knows that
I didn't know.
I know you didn't.
I didn't know.
Told you ages after, but I thought it was.
As the showrunner of a podcast, it's my job to give myself as little work to do as possible. So my job, I still write the majority of a show. I write the opening topic. Which is basically an expansion of a topic of the previous week. And I'm a new topic, and I put a lot of work into that because I've got to stop the show from repeating itself too much.
Mm-hmm.
which you'll see a lot of next day. Yeah, that was disgusting.
It was, yeah. Just to ask you, is that your Movember effort?
Yes.
You know it's December.
I know, right? It's December now. I'm going to shave it off.
I think we should put. I think before you do, we should put a picture of you on the on the Whoniverse show Twitter feed, just to show that you November.
Well, sure,
effort.
sure.
There you
go. Oh yeah, so I've got a tripod coming through the post soon.
There's a joke there, but I'm not.
There's no joke there. I've got a tripod coming through the post soon, and we might be doing a so basically, you know, I've been talking about a reboot of the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be renamed, which is something called Who Being Whoniverse anymore. It's going to be called the Whoniverse Show.
I thought we'd already renamed it the Whoniverse Show because
no, we're still Who Being we're still in year 0.
Ah, right, okay.
Okay, so you know,
rebranding.
We're going to go back to episode 1.
Yeah.
So I've got so we're going to be doing a one-off video podcast for YouTube as well to make it more visually pleasing as well, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll let you know. I'll give you some, you know, a bit of what's the word? Notice.
Yeah.
You'll need to wear something Doctor Who-ish.
Okay, I don't know if I well, I've got that leather jacket that's like, you know, Eccleston.
That's lazy. Like.
I could get, it is lazy. I don't really, I could wear my Doctor Who socks, but you know I don't collect stuff. So
this is a T-shirt. It's like clothing.
Okay, you want me to buy a Doctor Who T-shirt?
You frequent with charity shops, yeah. Just go.
Like you'd ever find a Doctor Who T-shirt in a charity shop. You know, hardcore fans buy Doctor Who clothing, and
can I say you found hundreds of pounds worth of stuff? Oh yeah, what's your latest haul?
I haven't really found anything recently, to be fair. I think somebody's beaten me to the punch.
I've been turning up at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, have you? Yeah, I figured something.
I'll literally run down my 15-minute break and give me it all. Yeah. I go to the one just over the road, and I go to the one in the shopping centre as well.
Yeah, there's that one there. But
so last week I was.
Do you go to the one further up as well? There's 2 in that shopping centre.
No, I haven't.
All right. Well, there's British Art Foundation and there's the.
I got BHS. Anyway, so we'll move on to the first topic of the show anyway. Voting in the TARDIS, who is the best Whittaker baddie? So the options were Tim Shaw, Kablam Man, Arachnids, or the Pating. And can I say this is probably one of the closest polls we've ever had?
It was quite close.
It was very split.
Not a lot of love for the Arachnids though.
No, well, you say that, but it was actually really close. If you consider it's about 100 votes, just over 100 votes on this poll, it is actually very close. Like the difference between 17 and 25 is actually very close, isn't it?
Yeah, fair.
I thought the winner was actually quite surprising to me. I thought, you know, in fact, last place was kind of surprising for me. But we'll go through that as we come to it. Who did you vote for?
I voted Tim Shaw.
Why?
Because Tim Shaw is the best baddie in the series,
quite
clearly. You know, I didn't see Kablam Man as a bad guy. You know, like Pating was, you know, it wasn't really bad. It was just doing what it was built to do.
Yeah, you know? I really struggled with the wording of this. Of this poll. I'm still not sure how it could be worded.
Again, with the Arachnids, I didn't see them as a bad guy. It was just, you know, something that was in the
Arachnids
place.
Were literally the baddies of
were
that.
They? Were they?
And
really?
I'd say you could say each one of those have a sense of impending doom.
But Tim Shaw really earned his name as a bad guy. He killed he killed Ryan's grandma. You know.
If he's your favourite, what's his real name?
It's something like Tim Shaw, but you know.
I voted for Kablam Man.
Did you?
Yeah, absolutely loved it. We'll get to that in a bit anyway. So from least to most, we got Arachnids at 17%, Tim Shaw at 25%, Pating beat Tim Shaw at 26%.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Yeah, and the Kablam Man at 32%. It's one of those polls where I wish I could have ran it a bit longer just to see was. It was literally bouncing between. I mean, Arachnids was never a winner on there anyway. So we've got a couple comments on there. If you could read them out in Serbian for me.
In Serbian?
Yeah, I'll
In actual Serbian?
I'll cue you in Serbian accent.
Well,
We got our first comment from @damppuddle on Twitter.
Wait, how would you say this in Serbian? It's
good nothing.
No. Well, in a Serbian accent?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Like every week.
Hello. It's got nothing to be... It's got to be nothing but the thing.
Betting.
Thing.
I mean, we've got another one from our
Watson's
number one
Musings.
listener, actually. Listened to every single episode from the beginning. Watson's Musings.
That's because it's you. Good boy, man. Can I do this in a Jamie accent?
No.
Glam Man was the best entry in Whittaker's tenure so far. A wacky, fun, explosive postman. We like explosives in Russia.
Okay. Also, don't forget you too can email in your comments, even if you didn't vote to, the Whoniverse@gmail.com. We have an email here from Norman. Go.
Norman! Hello.
What?
Hello, Norman. Hello. Hello, Norman.
Just read the email.
Tim Shore is my go-to. A brilliant introduction to series. And like Lewis mentioned, once he is very predatory. Much like Igor on that one night out. It's a shame he wasn't explored a bit more. I found him to be very scary.
Yeah,
Now,
there's one thing that confused me about this email. It says that you once mentioned he's very predatory.
did I?
According to Norman, yeah.
I probably did.
You think he's referring to Predator or like a...
Oh, yeah, I did. I mentioned that he
Or
was
do you think
like
it-
Predator. Yeah, I remember.
Or just Liam Neeson prowling the streets.
That's scary. I'm going to have nightmares over that tonight. Liam Neeson prowling the streets. Jesus.
I will find you and I will kill you. Sound like
Okay,
Neeson.
so yeah, my nightmares aside, yeah, I think we did discuss him being like Predator from from the movie Predator.
Yeah.
So yeah. I had that vibe off of him, really, you know. But he is predatory as well. He
is kind of like he was sent onto the planet to hunt,
which is exactly.
and he was collecting teeth,
MO.
which is what Predator did.
Yeah,
it was almost
yeah.
like a direct rip-off.
It was, yeah.
We got a topic of a Who cast next. Best Doctor Who special, seems we're leading up to Christmas.
Best special.
Yeah, leading up to Christmas, we're going to be holding polls on the best Doctor Who specials to date. Yes, that includes the New Year's. So we're doing an order of when they were aired. So only one.
Classic era.
Yeah, well, actually,
Was the Daleks Master Plan a Christmas special?
it aired on Christmas.
I don't think that counts, does it?
I'm counting it. Otherwise, I won't be able to get 4 equal
Was
polls.
that the one where what is it? Was it Hartnell the Doctor at the time?
He was the first Doctor, yeah. William Hartnell, yeah.
He points to the camera and goes, "And a Merry Christmas to you all."
Exactly,
you know?
yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's a shame Brian's not here, so I'll
could
have
have told us more about that.
I've got a bit more information anyway.
Also, most of the episodes are missing in this serial.
Yeah.
This.
I'm not sure. Brian,
Yeah, soon.
could you elaborate? No,
Yeah,
you can't.
I read about it because I wanted to do it after we did. What was it? What was the episode that didn't have- it didn't have the Doctor in it.
Huh?
The episode that didn't have
that
the
one.
recreation. Yeah.
Yeah, she
What was it called?
I can't remember. Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's the run up to this series.
So the Daleks Master Plan
Yeah.
is there was actually 2 episodes that aired on one aired on New Year's Day, one aired on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
But we're only going to cover. Well, I'm just gonna put the entire story up there because it's not going to win anyway because it's classic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying classic's bad. I'm saying classic. You know,
It doesn't get the love.
It doesn't get the love. No.
Yeah.
Our listenership doesn't really care for classic, apparently. Unfortunately, if you're out there, email us. So we've got the Daleks Master Plan, Christmas Invasion, Runaway Bride, Voyage of the Damned,
Right.
I know which one I'm voting for. Actually, I don't. It's between two.
What you flipping up at?
Runaway Bride or Voyage of the Damned. No, Runaway Bride, not Voyage of the Damned. But both amazing episodes. Christmas Invasion, I couldn't tell you what it was about.
I'd probably go for Voyage of the Damned.
Damned, not damned.
Damned. Alright, whatever. So I'd probably go for that just because, A, you've got Kylie Minogue in there. You know, like, it's about Titanic. You know, what more do you need? Aliens coming to Earth just to view it, you know, like for a rich man's soiree. The Titanic sinks again.
Oh no! Who could have predicted this?
Yeah. Massive ship, named after a massive ship that was meant to be unsinkable, but...
You know, there's another Titanic called the Titanic 2 in real life.
Is there?
Yeah.
Excellent. Should we go on a cruise?
I was going to say, do you want to go for a cruise?
Yeah, definitely. Are we going near any icebergs?
I hope so.
Just tempt
They actually located the exact iceberg that sunk the original Titanic.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't it, and it's not melted yet?
Using mathematics. It's still there. It's like you say.
Shrunk. Yeah. So, Voyage of the Damned, here's a little bit of trivia about this.
It's an episode of Doctor Who aired on Christmas Day.
One of the actors in Voyage of the Damned, the guy who plays, the guy who takes them down to Earth to view he's like
Here are the humans!
Yeah, he's a
doing
historian.
human stuff!
Yeah, he's a historian, an Earth historian, basically. And he gets everything wrong, you know, like, but this guy, he was actually in a classic episode.
I just love that idea that there's just the guy who's a historian, he gets everything wrong.
Yeah.
And this is the Queen of England. She likes baked beans.
So, in this episode, that guy is in a previous episode, and we've watched it for a history. It was quite a boring episode, actually. It was one of I've no idea. Action Doctor Pertwee. It was one of Pertwee's. It was one of Pertwee's.
Pertwee's my favourite classic Doctor, just saying.
No, I'm on the same page as you. We're Pertwee fangirls.
Yeah. So I think it's between I don't know. Runaway Bride, Voyage of the Damned. I think I'd probably vote Runaway Bride because I saw it more recently.
Really? Oh, come on, Runaway Bride is... I think it's okay, but, you know, like, I think Voyage of the Damned has more to it, you know.
Voyage of the Damned has probably one of the most epic speeches in Doctor Who. Let me see if I remember it.
Go on.
I'm a doctor. I'm 911 years old. Time Lord for Constellation Stavros. There's 4 billion people down below, and I'm going to save them all. You got a problem with that? It was something like that.
Yeah.
The last time...
He also repeats that in the 50-year anniversary to a giant rabbit.
Oh, yeah, he does, yeah.
Well, not the full thing.
It wasn't a giant rabbit, it was just a regular-sized rabbit.
No, it was definitely a Flemish giant.
It was just a regular-sized rabbit. I watched it recently as well.
Do you want to put money on it?
How much money have I got yet? As soon as he didn't do Chico's podcast Chico's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he cheated on me. £5.
I want your £1 note.
My £1 note?
I want your £1
My
note.
lucky £1. I literally have a £1 note in my wallet, and it's just there as a talking point.
Yeah.
Because if you're ever in an awkward situation, right? It's like dust falling off the note. If you're ever like in an awkward moment, it's a bit of awkward silence between some friends, or maybe you don't know them at all, it's like, I've got £6 worth of nuts in my wallet. And we're like, what? I think you've misquaffed. But no. I've got a £1 note, and it's technically a legal tender.
Yeah, only because you can take it to the Bank of England and they will give you £1 for it.
Exactly. My lucky £1 note.
But it's the only
My grandma gave me that.
It's the only bank you can take it to. You won't be able to take it into the local Halifax to get it swapped up. They tell you to jog on.
I say, no, I've tried to make a point out of it. Never mind.
Okay. Right, so do you bet the £1 note against it?
No, I don't. I'd never bet the £1 note.
Then your confidence is...
I don't gamble, for starters. Anyway, moving on. So, Runaway Bride, definitely.
Yeah.
So, I hope after we were doing all this, you were able to source up a bit of news.
No. You know what? I told you before we came into it that busy day. What can I say? I arrived to the podcast 15 to 20 minutes late.
Okay, well, let me just see what I can remember. So, what's the guy? The guy who plays Graham in Doctor Who?
Yeah, Bradley Walsh.
Yeah, Bradley Walsh was recently interviewed saying that the latest series of Doctor Who is going to have the scariest villains in Doctor Who history.
I covered that the other week.
Shut up! I'm trying to get some content for us.
Right. Let's just prove this point. That, my friend,
it's a regular sized rabbit.
is not a regular sized rabbit. That is a Flemish giant. Come on, admit it. That is huge, that rabbit.
No, that's just because the camera's close up to it.
Look. It's actually a specific type of rabbit. Its ears are really long. It is huge. He picks it up as well. How close is he there? That rabbit is huge.
He doesn't pick up the rabbit up.
But, yeah.
This machine that goes ding. It's just a regular sized rabbit.
No.
Just because the camera's really close to the rabbit and the Doctor's really far away doesn't mean the rabbit's immediately bigger than he is.
Right.
That's how perception of distance works, you
in the 50th anniversary special, the Doctor, Tennant's Doctor, speaks
Found a regular sized rabbit.
Speaks to a rabbit, okay? Of questionable size. Let's put it that way. If you want to email us in after looking up the evidence, or drop us a note on Twitter or anything like that, then we can settle this debate that is a Flemish.
You know what? When this podcast takes off a bit more and we have like 1 million listeners, we'll put up a poll on it. Was it a regular sized rabbit or not? And we'll settle the debate once and for all. So it's not a Nubian News network.
Fortunately not. I mean, things have happened, and I had a quick scan over things today.
None of which you retained.
There is actual confirmation, 100%, that the Spy Fall is going to be the first episode.
With the spy falls, and it crumbles. With a spy fall.
It's very James Bond, isn't it? I mean, we knew it was going to be James Bond. It was very...
The name's Doctor. The Doctor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you did discuss the trailer last week while I wasn't here.
Did you listen to last week's?
Not yet. I couldn't find it. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it.
Was you looking for it on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, right. I upload them a bit late on YouTube sometimes.
Ah, right.
But it's always on time on the thing. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
I have a very slow computer. It takes to render a podcast into a video. It takes about 12 hours.
12 hours.
You know how long they are.
What computer?
It's a MacBook, but it's besides the point. It's because it's an old MacBook as well.
My computer would do it a lot faster. If you want me to do that, I can sort it out.
No, it's fine. I've got it. I can handle it.
Okay.
I've got to optimize my computer really. Because I previously just used it for writing books. So I never really needed to think about updating my programs or anything. Yeah. Anyway, so History with Brian. Hey, I'm Brian. I'm not here. So.
Oh, Brian.
So what was it called? The Challenge of Shang Wang.
The talons of Weng Chan. Weng Chang.
So, you watched the episode, did you?
Oh my god, yes, I watched the episode. Now, if you can get past the white guy playing the Chinese guy, there's not a lot in the way of what you would consider cultural cliches.
I'm about to disagree with you, but carry on.
But there are certain points where you're just like, oh, holy crap, he just said that. He just said that.
It's like when we were fighting with the Chinese men. I was like, the doctor goes, "The little men ran away."
Oh, I didn't really get. You know when he was on stage and they were doing like the Swords of Death.
No. You have to do it in his voice. When they were on stage.
Yeah. So that was pretty much his voice. Jamie is getting that. That's not Jamie's bad accents, by the way. That is the way he sounded.
I can do it
the entire time.
I found I can do a perfect imitation of somebody that's on Doctor Who.
So he was sticking the knives into the box, and what is it? The guy's been taken out of the box.
Yeah, they do a bit of sleight of hand, whether replace
And the doctor walks out of the box and everybody's just laughing at him, and he goes, and one of us is yellow, something like that, and that's like,
yeah,
what the hell, man?
One of us is yellow.
Yeah, exactly like that, and you're just like, okay, so
straight up racism.
well,
It's just
it is,
there's no like colouring it in.
But,
that's probably a bad choice of words.
Yeah.
no matter which way you look at it, this episode of Doctor Who was outright racist.
It
was actually just no two ways around it. It was a racist episode.
I think you got to take it as a product of its time.
It's not even a product. It was. We went over this with Brian last week as well, and I said he tried to play that as a product of its time. I was like, no. But then one other show that did that. Apparently, the BBC was just very racist at the time as well.
Well,
still is, arguably.
At the time, what we're talking like that was made in the 1970s. That episode, it's one of his earlier.
I think it was 77.
Yeah, it's one of his earlier works. PC hadn't come in yet, like it hadn't been implemented. So, at this time, it was still seen as okay to do that sort of thing. I get what you're saying. It's unacceptable, by modern standards. It is unacceptable.
Brian was saying there was a TV show on the BBC at the time called The Old Man from Afghan, which is basically a white guy in blackface.
Blacked up, yeah. The Dutch still do a festival where white people black up. To this day, they do this. Yeah.
I have some very controversial opinions about dressing up anyway.
Yeah. That's you. But no.
Well, it's like, is racism intended, or are you just imitating art? That's the way I look at it. One of my favourite actors is Will Smith. I want to look like Will Smith, but it's like I can't. But you saying I can't cosplay as my favourite actor of all time without being called racist?
Yeah, I suppose.
No, there's no racism intended in it. It's just I think PC is taken a bit far.
Yeah,
or maybe there's always that. Well, it's not even a very large group of people.
It's no longer about the intention, though. It's about the perception. How somebody perceives it and how somebody can.
Well, that's the thing. Someone can perceive absolutely anything as.
And I think, in terms of blacking up, you have to look at the history of it. The whole minstrels bit and all that sort of thing. You've got to look.
Have you heard of a bollywog?
Yes.
Do you think that's racist?
What, the gollywogs?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of
Why?
course it is. Because it's based on the minstrels that were, people imitating black people
I think
on stage.
Let's just get back on topic.
Back
to Doctor Who.
I think we should. But all right, here we go. So there were massive, problems, racial issues within the episode.
Yeah,
we get that. We looking at the storyline purely without anything else, if you just strip it down to the basic storyline. So, time traveler, Wen Chang. Wen Chang, is it? Yeah, Wen Chang. He's somehow created to time travel that's not entirely stable.
He's messed himself up.
He's messed himself up, and he's consuming people's energies.
Just
to stay alive,
just
to sustain
himself.
Life force. It's an interesting concept for an episode.
I thought
if you put everything
racism aside,
yeah,
I'd say this is probably one of the finest stories in classic Who. Straight up, one of the best stories of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
it's got time travel. It's got somebody basically doing what the Doctor did. But doing it wrong, and so you basically seen the consequence. Of time travel.
But he runs away with his own invention rather than because he is the inventor of this type.
He goes back in. He goes back in time to pose as a god.
Yeah, he does.
And then, kind of, it's.
But he messes himself up through doing it. Why was it young girls that he was consuming the life force of? Why not young guys, young anyones? I don't.
We did briefly mention that because women are more innocent. It needed someone innocent and more pure. So men would be considered impure, whereas women would be considered pure. Because bearing in mind the time that it was that was based in. women, you know, even at the time when it was recorded, women didn't really have any rights, but at that time, they had no rights. You know, that was clearly explained at the end of the episode where, you know, would you like one lump or two, dear? Well, I want two. No, you're a lady. You can only ever have one. That's diabolical. I'm like, why you bother asking then? It's a really good point where women weren't ever allowed to explore themselves because there was always a notion that women had to be pure of heart, you know, innocent.
What did you think about the Doctor's companion? What's the name again?
What's the face? Yeah.
Was it Lorna?
The cave woman,
not Perry. No. I can't.
I found it really funny.
Layla, Laura, something with the beginning.
Lana or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I found it really funny.
Yeah.
I thought that the chemistry between the Doctor and cave lady was really good.
Yeah, she knew nothing of civilized society, nothing of how to act and portray herself. You know, she was very. I
love the way Brian gives us these classic. I love the way Brian gives these classic episodes to watch where some stuff has happened beforehand and we'll never know.
So she was very basic and instinctual in her nature, and she. It wasn't that she was unwilling to learn, because she was learning, you know, throughout the episode she was taking things on board, but she was very sort of...
she was very curious all the way through, but she's also set in her own ways, we're eating, and rather than use a knife and fork or take what she wants and come back for more later, she'll pick up the entire thing and eat it with her hand. She
was put in a world that didn't allow for the sort of thing that she was, you know, like, which is essentially cave woman.
She's in the line in the time that forgot her time. She's from the land that time forgot.
The land before time.
Yeah. Quite literally as well.
Yeah. So overall, I'd say that the Doctor was involved in the storyline. He furthered the storyline well.
He was actually very specific to the timeline, especially at the part where he pretends to speak Mandarin. He goes, "Hida and the Chinese guy gives him a look like, "What? That's not Mandarin." But obviously, we don't hear him say that. He just speaks Mandarin back, and we assume we're having a nice Mandarin conversation. But what it's probably saying is, "You're a bloody imbecile." Stop making up the language.
Tom, stop it. Just stop it now.
It's Doctor, actually. The Doctor.
Okay, so, I like the outfit. Tom doesn't stick to the same outfit all the time. He goes...
Oh, yeah, that was the next thing I was going to mention.
He had a Sherlock Holmes outfit.
Yeah, it was very Sherlock Holmes. You know those two lads?
Which ones?
The two bumbling bunch of... those two buffoons. I thought they were like the bee's knees. Like, I'm helping with Doctor, he's from Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
Brian was saying they have their own series, their own audio series. And one of the older ones dead now, but they did have their own series on Big Finish.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, but really, they would have been even better companions than any of the other classic ones, because they were actually very involved, very stupid, but very clever at the same time.
Now, we come to the Sherlock Holmes bit. I've just realised that the pathologist, or what would you call him, is a mortuary guy. Is he a pathologist?
You're talking about the Doctor?
No, the guy who was helping the Doctor, actually helping the Doctor. The guy who worked in the mortuary.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
He's a doctor, like Watson, you know, like he. So you had the Doctor.
He works in the morgue.
Yeah. So you had the Doctor who's Sherlock.
He's like, why would you send a doctor? I don't need. Did I ask for help? And he goes, well, you've got help now. So what have we got here?
So yeah, no, it's. I reckon overall good episode. In terms of storyline, it's hard to forgive though. You know, like some of the comments in there.
Can I just say also, story wise and production wise, all the best stories have been set in the past. Have you ever noticed?
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that? Like whenever it's been set in the future, everything's been covered in tin foil. Whereas whenever it's been set in the past,
I thought
or in the present, everything's been like very.
The Caves of Androzani were really good though. You know, like
that was later on as well. It was the 80s.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Davison, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Turning into. Was it turning into? No, it was turning into Baker.
Yeah.
No, the Caves of Androzani was really good, but yeah, you mean like all the originals were set, the ones that were set in the past were a lot better.
Yeah, I think 'cause it was less set design was required.
Yeah, although if you go back to Hartnell's, I've watched.
Bearing in
most
mind,
of
a lot of these sets from the past were of better build quality because they were reused a lot through all the BBC productions.
But
so they were actually built to last as well.
With Hartnell's, though, like even the Daleks in Hartnell's were so poor build quality. Like the sets were poor build quality. Everything was made out of polystyrene. The original.
No
Daleks
bug-eyed monsters.
Yeah, the original Daleks were horrendously cheap. There's one in Bradford Media Museum which is one of the original ones, and it's just. I think they've had to reinforce it or something.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Well, I think we need to do some video trips one day as well for the YouTube channel.
Oh, for the Media Museum.
Yeah, we'll go to the Media Museum and do like a vlog.
Yeah.
We need to go to the escape hunt as well.
I've got a picture.
In the Leeds Light, we've got a Doctor Who escape room.
Oh yeah, they do.
We need to do that. I was thinking about doing it for my 30th birthday. However, I'm concerned because I was speaking to a dude like there's no date yet, but they do rotate the puzzles and stuff. So I think we should get in there and do it ASAP.
Yeah, fair.
So we'll do that in the New Year sometime.
Have you seen any pictures into it? Is it?
They don't let you take any photos or anything, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Fair enough.
So what's your final thoughts on the... I gave my rating last week, 8 out of 10. 8 jelly babies.
8 jelly babies.
Yeah.
I give it...
I'd have given it 9, but I
give it 7.5.
The reason I didn't give it 9 is quite obvious.
Just one last comment on it as well. The prosthetics they used on the guy's eyes as well. It was horrendous.
They gave him
narrow eyes, but it was so clearly prosthetic. It was terrible. Just. If you want to see it, just go on Google.
Just type into Google Doctor Who racist. It'll come straight up.
It probably will. Yeah.
Hands up, dang wang.
Yeah. So.
What rating do you give for?
7.5.
7.5 sugar babies.
Yes.
Is that a leg or a head?
I think it was a good storyline. Just kind of hard to swallow with other aspects.
So you're cutting the last jelly baby in half.
Yeah, I like mutilating jelly babies.
So we're keeping the head or the leg. 7 jelly babies in a head, 7 jelly babies in a leg. Which will it be?
I think we're going with the legs.
So that's it for. Oh yeah. So next week we're going to be doing Trials of a Time Lord, leading up to Crimbo.
Yeah.
We're going to start it this week, but I feel like we needed to go through Talons of Shangwang with you as well.
As if you went through it last week. This is the thing. Brian said to me the other week. He was like, "Oh, we'll wait till Jamie's here to go through it." And when I'm not here, you're like, "Well, it doesn't matter that Lewis isn't here. We'll go through it anyway."
No, it's because we want to get through the Trials of Time Lord before the new series starts. You see,
how many serials are in Trials of Time Lord?
It's 4 stories.
4 stories.
So
that's easily doable.
So what we'll do is we'll do to catch back up. We'll do 2 stories next week.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
You get hour-long lunches anyway, so you might as well just do it on your lunch.
Yeah, I'll smash it off. Don't worry.
Right. So that's it. Trials of Time Lord next week. Woo woo.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, finally, Gallifrey and Gabble. Gobble. And we've got an email from, don't forget, you two can email us at thewhoniverseshow@gmail.com.
That was extreme.
Just write Gallifrey and Gabble in the subject line. We're getting a lot of emails now. I get confused over which one's for TARDIS, voting in the TARDIS, and which one's for Gallifrey and Gabble. His name doesn't rhyme this week.
Okay. So you just made something up?
No, he wrote this.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So his name's Tony, but he put in brackets the tiger.
Excellent.
And he starts his email with grrr.
loving the enthusiasm there, Tony.
Yeah. Grrr. When I was a kid, when I was a kid, Doctor Who was kind of all about the show, but also what toys and gadgets we'd get to play with next, which made Christmas very exciting. My favourite Doctor Who toy was a sonic screwdriver for ninth. What Doctor Who toy? And that's it. Oh, I cut off the last part by accident.
Alright, you're going to have to make this up then.
No, I don't have to make. I know because it's just asking what Doctor Who toy is your favourite.
Favourite toys.
Yeah, so like dig deep from your memories growing up. I mean, the thing is, when it came out, we were pretty much out of childhood as well.
Yeah, the problem is with I just finished school at the time. The problem is that I don't collect things like you. You collect things, so you have some of these, Doctor Who toys sitting around. If I have anything Doctor Who, it's got to be practical. I'd say, I like my Doctor Who water bottle that my wife bought me.
It's seen some better days now.
It has. I dropped it the other day. It was only like a week ago. I dropped it, and it's now dented.
That's that history down there.
Yeah,
you can still do history on it. It's the bottle I drink from it.
I'd say the one of Jamie's toys that he's brought in that I quite liked messing around with was
messing around with my toys
was 11th screwdriver. No, 10th screwdriver.
Sorry,
it was Matt Smith's screwdriver. Because it does all sorts of things, and you can do
it gets
the
longer.
Classic, the classic.
It's got it's got the claw at the end.
Yeah, exactly. I quite liked playing.
Yeah, I absolutely love collecting the Doctor Who sonic screwdrivers, but I think something a bit more niche that I really like about Doctor Who, because obviously I never dreamed about owning Doctor Who stuff growing up because it wasn't on TV at the time. So
No.
I feel like, Tony, you were in a better position. You're probably a lot younger than we are as well. Probably about 10 years younger. Blimey, I feel old now.
You are old.
Yeah. Doctor Who's been back on for like 15 years.
Yeah,
Can you believe that? It's crazy. It feels like
it's done well.
It feels like it's just been a couple of years.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anyway, I was trying to think. One of the first Doctor Who things I ever bought, because I got my first job when I was 16, and I finally had my own income. And when the first Doctor Who, there was a Borders next door. You remember Borders, the old bookstore?
Yeah.
I was working at McDonald's on Brugget, and there was a Borders next door, and I went into Borders, and we had all this Doctor Who stuff. I was like, whoa. And I bought David Tennant's sonic screwdriver.
Nice.
Now, on the sonic screwdriver, one of the ends came off. It had an invisible ink pen.
Excellent.
And it had psychic paper.
Oh, brilliant.
So, it's just one of those plastic psychic paper things. You write on it, and then it's invisible, but on the other end, you're like... That's my sonic screwdriver, and it's shining on it, and it reveals the ink.
Oh, excellent.
I had no use for it whatsoever, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, bearing in mind, I'm 16, 17 years old at the time, so how much fun can I get out of it? I'm looking for, a girl to...
Probably
to give my sonic screwdriver too. But... no, it's, I'm trying to think what else was it.
To be fair, something that I really liked recently was the Journal of Impossible Things. I think it's really well made. It looks.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
that book you gave me.
Yeah. It looks fantastic. You can read it. It's got notes there.
It's so well made.
It is.
I just find myself just opening the book and just reading through it and like trying to decipher it. It is.
Well, it is something.
It is readable, but it's also literally scrolls of writing.
Yeah, it's difficult to read, but you can read it. I read, maybe 12 pages of it, something like that.
And those 12 pages probably took you an hour a piece as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It took a long time to get through that. I enjoyed, reading through it because it feels like you're sort of seeing into that character's mind. Like the Doctor. Without being the Doctor in that episode. What was the episode called again? We're really bad with this, Jamie.
Oh, Tony. I'll tell you something that I really want, though, for Christmas. And so it's been on my Amazon wishlist for about 3 years now. It's a Doctor Who sonic screwdriver spark.
There's a sonic screwdriver spark?
Yes, there is. It's official as well, and it looks amazing. I really, really want that. So anybody who's listening, if you want to get me something for Christmas, just hit me up. Watson's Musings on Twitter. Say you're going to get me that spark, I'll give you my address.
Or you can just tell him to go to hell. Either way.
So yeah, Tony, that's the best I've got for you. Is that the best you've got as well, Lewis?
Yeah, I think
Nothing
so.
that you really want?
No, I mean, there's not a lot that I really collect. I get something maybe.
I've got a really good segue for you, actually.
Go on.
Yeah, speaking of collecting old things, if there's any Doctor Who thingamajig that you really wanted in the past, moving forward, Lewis is opening up an eBay store full of old Doctor Who stuff, so you can probably find what you want on there.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get there, but once we start, I think it's going to be in the new year, and we'll look to populate it with books, toys, whatever merchandise we can find.
And obviously, all the proceeds go to charity, which is Lewis.
Cheers for that.
So that brings us to the end of the show and the end of the podcast. I hope you've had fun today.
Oh wait, this was for Brian.
Yes.
Be sure to follow us at Twitter. Be sure to follow Brian at Twitter at Beach007 if you can.
I think it's 007 anyway.
Is it 007?
I'm not sure. Yeah. You can follow me at Watson's Musings on Twitter, and you can also follow our Twitter at Whoniverse Show. You can email in at thewhoniverseshow@gmail.com. You can follow Lewis in real life.
Please don't.
Yeah, you've got a real Twitter handle now.
Yeah, I do. Have you had a look at it?
Briefly. What the hell? It looks like you're a drug dealer or something.
Right, so follow me at Mój Drugi Patka.
What? Can you spell that?
Moja, MOJA Druga? Yeah, it's Druga. DU.
The listeners are already lost trying to find you.
And Patka is PATKA.
Okay, whatever.
It means my other duck.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Big thanks to Zip Farm for making a logo wherever you are, squishing your zits. You've been listening to Whovian Whoniverse. Have a week! Loser.